Double Justin, man.
Yeah, he was on Monday too, filling in for Veronica.
Exciting.
Double complete Justin.
She went. She went out of town or flew somewhere. Did something fun, right?
Who, Jenny? Oh no, she's got a cold today.
Oh, everyone's got something.
I know, but thanks to Lindsay Gilpin for jumping in and writing headlines today. Woo!
Yeah, Lindsay's great.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out. Okay, so the old way, I could use my right hand on the tablet while my left hand ran through the things. Now I've got it both left hands. So I have
is the Pro your new tablet? Is that why it moved?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason it moved is because I got the keyboard. I wouldn't have to move it. I could keep it in tablet mode, but I have the keyboard, so it's nice as I have it in front of me. But I think I need to have it here.
I see. No, dude, listen, you have a system, you have to stick to it. You got to know what you want. I like it.
Changing things up. What do we got for titles there? Are we share yet?
Are we share yet? I would like to spell that CHER, please.
Driving Miss Data.
Uh-huh. Spiner, eat your heart out.
Don't make me stop this car, ownership. Drive it like you share it.
Okay.
Driving Miss Lazy.
Okay.
Johnny Cabs for all.
All right.
I don't know. There's a bunch more. Showbot.tv.
Johnny Cabs for all.
Which one you like the best?
Drive it like you share it. I think I kind of like that.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah. I think it's not even that clever, but it seems to encapsulate the conversation for some reason in my head.
I really like Driving Miss Lazy and
Driving Miss Lazy's pretty good.
Are we share yet?
All right. Actually, you're right. Both those are better. Driving Miss Lazy's pretty good.
It just makes me laugh.
It's pretty good.
Are we share yet is winning the vote though, so I don't know. I'm gonna let these percolate here a little bit while I levelate.
I'm a big fan of the dad jokiness.
Oh, yeah, I think it's pretty good. Non-profit starter. That was pretty funny. If the people are preferring "Are we share yet"?
Are we share yet's pretty good. It's pretty good.
We might have to bow to the will of the people this time.
Let the people have their say.
I like Driving Miss Lazy. Scott likes Drive It Like You Share It.
I think Driving Miss Lazy is pretty good, but I think the people have spoken, and that other one's pretty good too.
All right, Are we share yet?
Yeah, that's good. That's solid.
I don't want to save the project. I want to export the audio. Audacity, why are you doing that? Are we share yet? And I will spell it CH. No, just kidding. I won't do that.
We're not sure yet. That's her voice. Her dad.
I got you, babe.
I got you, babe. I used to be able to do a share voice. I can't do it now.
I've got you to title my podcast.
Good stuff.
Good times. Good times.
Good times. Good times.
I liked this little report to kick around today. That was fun.
I did too. Actually, it was a really good show in general. I like the flow of everything.
Yeah. Tight.
Everything went good. Nice and tight.
Yeah.
Not too long, not too short.
Not too boring, not too exciting.
Exactly. Almost. I'm going through their recommendations of great apps for the iPad Pro.
Oh. You know what the greatest apps for the iPad Pro for me are?
What?
The ones that I already had on my old iPad that are now on a bigger screen.
Well, for me, once I get the pen especially,
yeah,
I'm very excited. These Adobe app integrations are really cool. I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be kind of half-aid, but it's pretty strong. And they work really well.
I haven't had this thing plugged in 3 days either, by the way. And I'm at 79%.
That's really good. Well, I got it today at 89, and I'm at 85, and I've been dinking with it on and off all day. So battery seems good. They seem to consistent with what they said it would do. 10 to 12 hours or whatever.
All right. I'm going to hold on. Turn that down. Let's see. Let's just see. I'm going to experiment while I'm exporting here. Could this possibly work? It's going to be weird about the chords. I have to change where the chords go. Oh, that one's not going to like it. Oh, what did I just do?
What'd you do?
I think I turned off. Yeah, I turned off the lights. I'm going to have to rerun some of these chords. But, and then this one has to go way over here. I'm rewiring the entire studio before your very eyes.
I like it.
All right, so that keyboard's there. This is here. That's a little wonky, but I'll fix those cables. Oh, jeez, don't do that. I like my play-by-play.
I like it, actually.
I can't. Okay, the problem here now is I can't see the full screen because I've got my laptop in front of me.
That seems bad.
That's not going to work. But this is definitely better.
I do.
Yeah.
I do this exact same thing. I talk myself through it. I do. I can't help it.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Now, if I get that little piece of quinoa off the keyboard.
Hey, Comixology should be good on here, shouldn't it?
Oh, it's great.
I bet
it's one of the best things.
I forgot all about that.
I'm still not convinced that you really need this large of a screen.
Yeah.
The keyboard has definitely changed my opinion somewhat on that. But yeah, comics are glorious on this. I got 3 new ones today too.
You're all caught up on the Star Wars stuff?
Well, yeah, there's a new Star Wars comic today. There's a one-off called Vader today, and there's a issue of Kanan out today.
Oh wow. All right.
I'm going to need a bigger desk. You're right, Bioka.
Get your desk to Mars.
Get your desk to Mars. That fixes this problem, but the other problem now is that my laptop screen is covering the bottom part of that screen, and I can't raise that screen anymore or it will get into the camera.
Weird.
Get in the camera shot.
The Dark Horse app has better reviews these days.
Than it used to, or than something else?
It used to. It used to be kind of crap, but maybe that's
good. Although Dark Horse doesn't have the Star Wars stuff anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they still have a lot of stuff I like. That was a big loss for them. That Buffy comic's really good, though.
Tell you what, I was reading all my comics on my Nexus 9, which is great. I have no problem with that. It's just this bigger screen is just so nice. But then Comixology's subscriptions thing has made it so that not being able to buy, even though you can't get the store on the iOS version of Comixology, it doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah. Yeah, that still bugs me. But
That's one of the reasons I switched to the Nexus 9. It was like, it's a great looking screen and I can actually buy comics from within the app.
Yeah.
But as soon as I started subscribing, like, I don't know why I didn't do this for The Walking Dead years ago. Yeah. I would just always have to go in and remember to buy it. And now that I subscribe, it just shows up.
Yeah.
And I get a little email telling me like, hey, these are the comics coming tomorrow.
What they should do is a comic box or a pull list.
They have pull lists.
They do.
On the website.
Yeah, the Marvel the Marvel Unlimited app. I wonder if that's improved. I hated some of how that worked, but it probably looked pretty good on here. I don't have that subscription anymore though. I'm just thinking about all the big things I want to do with comics. Yeah,
I probably should get the Marvel Unlimited. Are the Star Wars comics part of that though?
No. Now actually you say that?
Yeah.
I don't think so. At least not. I think didn't they have some kind of weird wait period? It was like 6 months or. I think it's all about archive, but I'd love that you could go back as far as like, Stan Lee stuff in the 60s or all the way up to pretty current.
When Comixology first got Marvel on board, I went back and read like the whole first year of Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. And
it's really fun to do those old ones.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's really interesting juxtaposition about how contemporary culture has changed and how mindsets about things are
definitely,
especially gender roles, was really obvious, even in the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
60s were, well, I wasn't here for most of them, but for the half year I lived in the 60s.
Well, no, the if you go by the pedant guide, the year 1970 is the last year of the decade, the 1960s, because the decade doesn't start until 1971.
That's a good point.
So you got a year and a half.
Yeah. I was old enough to, well, I was still pooping myself, so it's fine.
Yeah. Because that's why I'm able to say, yeah, I was born in the 60s, 1970.
Yeah. King.com. You think the what's their names? I can't think of their names now.
By the way, Driving Miss Lazy is now the #1 on Showbot. But.
Really good. Do you think Bejeweled and PopCap, do you think they look at what King has done and all their games are matching up gems, basically? Look at them and go, you bastards.
Well, yeah, Bejeweled has done okay.
But Bejeweled is, I mean, are you saying, do you think they feel cheated?
Well, these guys are they took their core game, right, and I'm looking here, this is like, just for the iPhone alone, there's something like 20 of these, and plus it's cross-platform, and they're doing revenue of what did Activision report, like 480 million a month or some crazy number, or whatever it was. I just feel like, I don't know, PopCap, it's their own fault. They missed the boat, but to me it's like when somebody made a World of Warcraft or a Warcraft 3 mod, called it Dota.
Yeah.
Took over the world, and then Blizzard's like, wait a minute, what about us?
Hold on a minute. We invented that, didn't really? Sort of?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Judge. That's how that went.
Sorry, Judge.
We'll let Steam have it. Sorry, Valve.
Anyway.
So I watched Revenge of the Sith last night.
Oh, yeah, you were saying how what was your takeaway? Because you've said on the others kind of what you walked away feeling pretty good about them, or better.
Attack of the Clones, I walked away feeling less good than I had, if that is believable to you. Revenge of the Sith, about the same as I always felt about it. The looking at it as if I don't know anything other than the first 2 episodes, it feels like a recovery from Attack of the Clones. It makes things that are confusing in Attack of the Clones finally make sense, because you have that blow your mind moment when you find out, first of all, that Palpatine is a Sith. You're like, what? Yeah. And then that Palpatine and Sidious were the same guy. Right? Like we lose that as Star Wars fans, because we're like, well, yeah, we know.
So of course we knew, of course.
But if you don't know that, you never see Sidious, right? He's always robed. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert. And so there's that blow your mind moment, and then suddenly you're like, now it makes sense why the clone army was ordered by Tyrannus, and why the Chancellor allowed them to just use. It still doesn't make sense to me why the Jedi would allow a clone army to be used when they didn't really order it. But more things make sense. They tie it up. The problem is, like, you're about a half an hour before the end of the movie. You're like, okay, the story's over. And they're like, well, now we have to show where this baby goes. And now we have to show where this baby goes. And it starts to drag out a little bit.
How did the midichlorian stuff land on you as someone who's gone through the prequels, as trying to be as open-minded and...
Well, because you get it in the episode 1. Midichlorians doesn't land on you at all. At least that's my feeling. It's just like, oh, okay, so there's this thing that lets you tell if somebody is capable of doing the magic tricks that these guys do. That's fantasy. That's just part of the world, right? No, there's nothing to object to there.
Yeah.
There, that's no different than, oh, wizards exist in Lord of the Rings. Okay, fine. What does make you go, wait a minute, what is there was no father?
Yeah.
Like, really? I thought this was like a space adventure, and now you're like virgin birth? That's a little bit too far.
Well, she could have been saying that she was just,
didn't know the father.
She had IVF.
She had IVF.
She had space IVF.
Oh, the other thing about that, and you going back to Phantom Menace, is like, what did she do?
Mm-hmm.
She was supposedly owned by Watto, but we never see her do anything but take care of the house.
Yeah, her own house.
Yeah. Which I assume is Watto's house. I mean, he must own it if he owns.
But he must. It's weird. It's the same issue I had with the Queen of Naboo being elected.
There's nothing wrong with that. There've been plenty of elective monarchies throughout history.
You don't like that. I love that.
I don't. It's ridiculous. Just say that she got dethroned and they went to some sort of, parliamentary. I don't know. Just ridiculous. And then why do they have to wear all the? Okay, I understand that it's an office and you got to put on the ridiculous, semi-offensive quasi, kind of geisha girl makeup and bullshit, the rest of it. But it was just, I didn't buy it at all. I didn't find it.
I didn't trying to look at it through young eyes it just seemed like, oh, okay, they're doing an elective monarchy. That's interesting. I guess. I think what bothered me more than there being an elective monarchy was that you could stop being queen and become senator.
Yeah.
That just seemed weird.
It is weird. Hey, who are we to say?
You don't, it feels weird because you don't ever see Bill Clinton running for Senate or George Bush running for Senate. Once you're done being president, you retire. I would assume in Naboo that being queen is pretty pressure intensive, but maybe not.
Well, so my thing is, okay, fine, elected queen wearer. That would just imply you're ruling until you keel off the throne, or
what?
Being the monarchy, I don't know. It just implies to me that it's a lifetime job.
No,
you don't.
No, it doesn't. That's like saying the Pope is a lifetime job.
Yeah, but the Pope isn't a monarchy.
He's the
Yes,
poop.
it is.
Well, yeah, Vatican City, right?
It's a really horrible analogy, and I used it on purpose because it's an awful analogy. And that, I don't know. For more on that, listen to East Meets West.
Well, okay. One final thing.
Okay.
The one thing that bothered me about Star Wars is they never. You can find this in the expanded universe, but how the hell did all these humans end up on all these vastly different planets with obviously indigenous life forms and just managed to run the planet?
That seems actually more believable than anything.
Well, no, I'm not saying that it's not believable. It just never explained. It's just assumed that the human Nabooians or Naboo, whatever people from Naboo.
They've just been there for a long time.
Nabooians.
Naboo. Yeah, what do you call someone from Naboo?
The Nabooians are either on or off. It's either yes or no.
Nabooian logic.
And why would you be a moisture farmer? Wouldn't it just make more sense to have a ship in towing?
You be a moisture farmer, Roger, because you can sell moisture.
Is that why?
It's economics.
On a desert.
Why would someone just build one of those things in the backyard and then just, instead of having to go to a store to pay for it?
Why don't you just grow corn in your backyard?
I do. You can.
And yet we have corn farmers.
Yeah, do we have moisture farmers? No. It's like having
we got plenty of moisture. We're not Tatooine.
Or
as I said, for more on this, visit East Meets West. I'm going to shut this down. Thanks, everybody, for watching, though, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.